We are on the Recyard, formerly known as On the Recyard Women's Prison Podcast. I'm Marci Marie.
I'm Toonche.
We're back.
We're back finally. Been getting a lot of questions about where did you go? Folks have been really missing the Toonche. And I mean, you too, I guess.
Have they been in your DMs? Because they've been in mine.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot? What's a lot? Define a lot.
One or two.
Well, I have had at least 45 people wondering where the heck we were.
Well, what have you been telling them?
I've been telling them we were on hiatus because I made a movie.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to update everybody about that. But I would love for you to tell folks where we're at, what we're doing, and why did we feel this was an important move for the show?
Well, it feels grown up, like a grown up move, right? I was just thinking on the way over here, we're in a studio. This is our studio.
It's a real studio. I want everyone to go back again. When you get done with this episode, go back to that first one, and where the audio was bad. You didn't have great internet at the time.
I did not. For the first season, the first year, I had country internet.
It was real bad. But here we are now.
So it's still Marci Marie and the Toonchenator. But we're revamped.
We are. We're coming in hot. And remember, if y'all will recall that Marci said every episode for the past 2 years, we've got big things coming. Here's the big thing.
Oh, here we are.
That is finally manifested. Yeah. So.
This is the big thing.
Yeah. I mean, you've been prepping and preparing people for about 2 years that we were going to do a big thing, and here it is.
So they could be properly braced.
Yeah.
It was important.
So tell people the full name now. You mentioned it that it's On the Recyard.
So we are On the Recyard podcast. We took out the women's prison. Yes, we were incarcerated in women's prisons. And for those of you that might be watching for the first time, because maybe some people didn't get down with our old show.
With our janky
yeah.
Homemade show. And who knows? We may go back to that if we're like, you know what, maybe that's just where we belong, in our home studios with the dogs barking in the background and Taylor laying on the couch. But.
Big facts. So we're here because of our lived experience inside the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I was locked up for 10 years.
Oh, gosh, almost 20 for me.
So we have a little bit of experience. We're both in contact with a lot of people that are also formerly incarcerated and that are currently incarcerated. So we have a pretty good touch on what's going on the inside. And we just really realized that our experience inside of Texas prisons, they shaped the way, those years shaped the way we think about some things.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of one moment in our lives now, and for sure, I can speak for me, is that everything that's happening around me I'm interpreting through the lens of the 20 years that I was incarcerated. So whatever's happening, whether it's pop culture, whether it's current events, whether it's politics, I'm looking through the lens of how I can relate to what's going on through the stuff that we experienced in prison.
There is a prison story behind every free world story.
Yeah.
I have to bite my tongue, and especially with my poor children, because I'll be with them. And I mean, it just comes up with everything. Oh, well, in prison, we used to do this. In prison, we did this. I was at an event yesterday, and somebody was like, oh, I do TikTok. And I said, oh, show me your page. What do you do? She said, well, I do some recipes. I recently did like a vegan pizza. And I was like, oh, I became TikTok famous for a prison pizza. But I didn't say it because I didn't want to take away from her experience. But everything boils back to those years inside.
Yeah, and I think that we just really wanted to be able to share that more broadly with an audience that maybe is I think our original audience is very much centered on just solely criminal justice issues. And it was like, well, how do we reach a bigger audience to really understand the nuances of that experience? We got to start diving into the topics around us that we're essentially swimming in. Which also, y'all know I love Yellow Jackets, and I feel like there'll be an episode when the new season comes out that we'll be able to dig a little bit more into. Do y'all remember when I was talking about Basic Instinct that time? And I could see Marci's face, like, not really wanting to dig deeper into that particular film. And that was because she'd never seen it before. But so I think this gives at least me a good opportunity to start.
You just like talking about Yellow Jackets. You do everything you can to compare your life to Yellow Jackets.
Because I really believe that show really encapsulates, especially those of us that grew up in the system as children, like what those bonds mean as you get older. Again, looking through the lens of incarceration, like I know no other show or art that really, in my experience, exemplifies what we went to. And I think that it's just also, Marci, I think people just want to know who we are, like in a little deeper way of like, how do we feel about politics? How do we feel about our favorite music other than Taylor Swift? Like everybody knows that I love Taylor Swift, but what are our thoughts behind, popular culture things in a way that we get to dig into a little bit deeper about who we really are? Because, there's lots of stuff about you that I don't know.
Like what?
Like, what did you like in high school? What was the music you listened to? How did you used to dress? Like, what are the movies that are your favorite that, like, what were you thinking when you saw them? And then how do you interpret those things now? Or some philosophical things, which I think we're going to talk about in an episode pretty soon about, these discussions about reality and the universe. So I'm excited because I think sometimes you're very guarded, and I'm really excited for me and the audience to start to peel little layers of Marci back to understand you as a person.
Do you think I'm guarded? I feel like I share my existence online.
I think you are very honest about. Okay, let me use the example like this. So when I talk about my adult incarceration experience, I'm very honest, very brutally honest, but I'm a little bit different when I'm talking about my youth incarceration experience, and I avoided it for a long time. And so to peel those layers back have been a little bit more guarded and a little bit more revealing about who I am and the things that shape me. So people would kind of be surprised about that, right? Because I was very honest and vulnerable and open about this huge adult experience. But I thought that meant that I was just an open book about everything, and I wasn't. I'm not. So I think it'll be.
I see how you did that. Yeah. How you turned it around on you to try to make me more comfortable. What are you, in a psychology class now?
Look, we got in a studio and suddenly Toonche got real polished and real professional all of a sudden.
Yeah, you're sitting up straight. I am proud of you because you're not wearing a Taylor Swift hoodie.
Well, keep watching because it will make its appearance. So I'm excited about the new format. I think it's going to be really interesting to start digging deeper about the world around us and ourselves.
And plus, we have missed you all desperately. As much as y'all are leaving comments on social media posts and sending private messages, asking where the show is, we have been deeply missing this time with y'all also.
That's true. This is a whole separate community. It's a little bit different than our inner friend circle. I'm excited for us to jump into it.
This community tends to blow your head up a little bit.
Well, because I think my friends try to keep me maybe grounded, or, I don't think I have a big head. I think it's confidence. It's confidence. I think that I'm extremely attractive. I think that I'm smart. I don't think I know everything, right? I'm not a know-it-all. And I may not be the best looking, but I'm pretty decent looking. So I think it's just confidence, and I think my friends just want to make sure that it remains confidence and nothing else. So they don't quite respond to me the same way people who've never met me or are not close friends, that they feel a little bit more free with I love that Toonche. Toonche is good looking, exciting. So
Toonche, I love your haircut. Toonche.
I mean, so it may be things that my friends think they just don't share with me. Instead, they're like, "Oh, big bobblehead looking." You know what I mean? It keeps me. I like the balance.
Big-headed, playing them bald-headed hoe games looking. We have a chat with with one of our other friends called Bald-Headed Hoes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm in the car with my grandmother. And
Who's a fan? Who's a Toonche fan? Big Toonche fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my phone is connected to the Siri or whoever it is that talks to you in the car. Who is that? I don't even know. And a message comes through that was probably pretty sarcastic. And it said, Bald-headed hoes said, she said, what is that name? Oh, nothing, grandmother. And then another time recently, my oldest teenage daughter was in the car with me, and she looked down at my phone as I was getting a message and said, is that chat named Bald-headed hoes?
Yeah. That's, it speaks to a lot of truth. Well, and you have to tell people what is a bald-headed hoe.
Well, that's a prison term, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I think things are prison terms and they're just not middle-class white America where I grew up, so I had never heard it before, so I relate it only to prison. But I'm pretty sure this is prison-related. And I think that this is the origin of where bald-headed hoes came from. I think, and we should have called our podcast that.
Well, I think I've seen a couple of TikToks that women were, using that phrase and that term, and I think it just may be a phrase that we just didn't know and found out through when we were in prison, because we were around a bunch of different people and different cultures and different backgrounds. And so I don't know if it originated in prison.
It might not have, but in my mind, it originated because there were women like Toonche,
Mm-hmm.
like you, with short haircuts, playing games in there with people's feelings.
Well, I mean,
Bald-headed hoe games.
So, I mean, yes, that was true. Yes. But I think overall it just means because there were a lot of women that were just running game. Like, whether it was around commissary or just trying to hustle people or shake people down for stuff. And you know what I mean? So anybody who's running game was considered, a bald-headed hoe. And why was the bald-headed part? I don't know where that came from. I don't know why that was a derogatory. I don't know. We need to dig into the origin of that term. It could be, the origin could be terrible for all we know, and here we are just
throwing it around, laughing about it.
God, way to go, Marci.
Very first, coming in hot. First episode.
They're like, oh, this is what we've been waiting for? These hateful assholes. Sorry, and I guess we're not using profanity?
No. Why? Why do you just want to?
Out. It comes out. I don't mean for it to, but it is part of my lexicon.
Sometimes. I think you can sometimes.
Well, do you want to update people what we've been doing while we've been on hiatus and break?
Well, what have you been doing?
Trying to live
I want to
life.
talk about my movie.
Yes, of course. I mean, mine's nothing near as exciting. Just trying to build and sustain an entire organization.
Little minor things.
Just little minor things. Just work, really. I mean, that's just same old stuff that I always tell y'all about. And then at the end of the day, I sit down on the couch with Taylor and watch a horror movie and cap on you and other friends, and that's it. So tell us what you've been doing.
Taylor the cat.
Yes, Taylor the cat. Lord have mercy. Taylor Swift has no idea who I am and could care less, so.
But she might someday. Who
I don't think
knows?
so. I'm never under the delusion that she somehow would be like, "So nice to meet you, and I wanna help with criminal justice work." I mean, and she may care about that work, but I just don't think that she would ever be. She's very private is what I'm trying to say, so.
She could fund the entire organization
She
for
could.
the rest of its existence,
She
and it
could,
wouldn't
and this
really bother
podcast.
her. Yeah, and this podcast. Taylor,
But I just don't think she wants that smoke around the topics and our
Fair,
experiences.
fair. Well, I graduated from a cohort with Represent Justice where they taught me how to make a film. It was essentially a year-long film school.
Mhm.
And made a movie, interviewed 20 women that had their babies inside of Texas prisons, and I wrote a collective narrative around that. And so I have a short film. Y'all. I'm a filmmaker now, and it's called Whispers Beyond Bars. So I'm really excited about that. Y'all stay tuned to our social media platforms because you'll want to see it, and we'll be screening all over, and you'll want to catch it for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited about the screenings. You've got your premiere screening. I mean, outside of when y'all celebrated y'all's graduation of your cohort, but it'll be in Fort
Yeah,
Worth.
yeah.
That's happening. And then into December, around the holidays, we'll be screening it in Austin. So please, if y'all are in the area, I know that we would love your support. And I've seen it. It's incredibly powerful. And I was there, and a lot of our other friends were there when
Yeah.
you filmed it.
Yeah.
I had a total nervous breakdown because we were filming the scene in the jail.
Mm-hmm.
And Marci just needed a few of us to be the background characters, and we were supposed to bang on the bars to get the officer's attention for the woman who was going into labor. And and you knew it. You could
Yeah.
see it on my face. You said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm not." And you said, "It's okay." And I went outside, and then about 10, 15 minutes later, after y'all
Yeah.
finished the scene, Brittany come busting through the doors and said, "Bro, I can't do it. I can't. I'm not doing it again."
Yeah.
Like with tears in her eyes. Like it was extremely emotional. And I think for me, what did it, not just being in a former jail, because y'all, it was an old jail. It was an old county
Yeah.
jail. It was the fact that we were there with people we were incarcerated with. And one of the ladies was somebody I was incarcerated with as a kid. And it was so surreal in the sense that here we are now, and this is what we went through. And I just kept feeling like they did this like this happened to us. They did this to us. And it just was this really overwhelming feeling that was really hard to articulate.
It was tough. It was tough for everybody. My mom was there, and yeah, thanks for doing that, by the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't really see me in the film. I'm kind of in the shadow there in one of the cells, but yeah, it was. And then me, to keep it light, me and Brittany were tossing the fake baby like a football.
Film props.
Yeah, the film props. Well, Marci, I want to let the folks know what they can expect from the podcast now in terms of how long they'll be and when they'll get to see them.
Well, we're doing this shorter format. So we're going to wrap up this first episode. We're going to drop new episodes twice a week, y'all, on Mondays and Thursdays. And we'll be live at least once a month. But we haven't figured out what day that's going to be. Maybe the fourth week, and it might just vary, actually, when we can do live.
Yeah, to keep you all on your toes, but two little, not many episodes, 30 minutes is a pretty good chunk, but 2 episodes a week and then a live somewhere in the month that you got to stay on your toes for. But do you know how long this episode's been already?
Well, I've been looking at this clock because this studio's got a great clock right there.
Okay.
Have you been watching it?
I
have not.
I don't know when we started.
Well, we're like at about 20 minutes, but I think that we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'd love for folks I'm gonna do what you've taught me to do. Like and share and comment, but definitely leave a comment about what do you think of the new intro. I'm excited for that. We filmed that the day that we were there working on your
Yeah.
film. I thought it was pretty funny and cute. And what do y'all think of the new studio? What do y'all think of the new format? I want to hear your thoughts.
And if you leave us a voice memo, because you can do that on Spotify,
Yes.
you can leave us a voicemail memo. Maybe we'll play it on our live. Maybe our lives can be a lot of feedback about the episodes.
Yeah, good or bad, I'm here for it.
And we'll just, even if it's bad, are we going to play it?
Well, yeah, because if we can cap on each other, I feel like we should let our community cap on us too.
Valid. Okay.
Unless you're a man.
Fair. Oh, man. Just threw that right in there.
Right, like, let's be clear about that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, y'all. Well, we will wrap up this inaugural episode in our new studio, our new vibe, our new jam.
Vibing.
Yeah, and we will be back in just a couple days.
Yeah, cool.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for joining us on the Rec Yard. Make sure and subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss another rec turnout.